you to is the camera where's the camera at?
Over here.
Right, it's literally the same
It's on
shot as the webcam. It's
Yep.
right under
Oh,
it.
really? Okay, good.
Yeah.
Because I want you to look directly in the camera when
Okay.
you're
Okay.
answering.
Okay.
Which might be weird because you have me kind of like a
Okay.
voyeur, like looking in, but I definitely want them to see your eyes and your expressions.
Okay.
And feel free to banter back and forth because your dynamic together and your friendship is very important to this. They want to get a sense of like how fun and how wacky or how, like sparky you two are going to be together. And so they get that sense by how you play off of each other when you're answering. So
Okay.
one of you don't have to wait till one of you answers and then the other one go. You can kind of, help interject a little bit and help tell the story.
Okay.
Okay?
Yep.
Okay.
All right. So let me know when you're ready to film and when you just record, and then I'll just go down the list and just make sure you look at the camera.
Oh, it's recording now.
Oh, it is? Okay,
Yeah.
good. All right, good. So look at the camera and introduce yourselves, name, age, where you're from, and how long you've lived there.
All right, I'll start. My name is Kimberly Barker. I am 34 years old, and I currently live in Novi, Michigan.
Okay. My name is Megan Bergeron. I am 26, and I currently live in Novi, Michigan.
What do you guys do for a living? What are the best and worst parts about your job?
I am a pastry cook at a restaurant in Northville, Michigan, and I'm also the pantry and prep cook, so my days are kind of hectic. The worst part, I would say, is it's kind of stressful sometimes, but I get to have a lot of fun with what I do, and I get to play with food all the time. And I can say for both of us, we just love to play and make fun stuff.
Right. Right. Yeah. I'm the head decorator at Buttercream Bake Shop in Wixom. And the best thing about my job is that I get to play. Like, I wake up every morning and I get to play with not play with my food, but
Play with your food.
my
That's
food.
basically what we do.
but I mean, I love it. I love creating and being, just designing and just coming up with new ideas, new ways to do different things. And
Yep.
the worst part about my job would have to be,
We don't get a lot of big cake orders.
the market's just not here for that. It's, the biggest cake we do is 4 or 5 tier cakes.
Right.
And I mean, I love it. Don't get me wrong, but I just want something more, something different, because
We want the
can do it. I
opportunities
feel
to
like,
do more.
Yeah, I think we can do that. So, yep.
Perfect. Do you guys have your own cake business? If yes, tell us about it. And if not, is that a goal of yours to open your own bakery?
We don't currently have a business yet. We are talking about it.
Yeah, very interested.
Yes. We both have different strengths in the pastry field.
Yep.
So I much prefer doing more of the from scratch baking and the desserts wise, whereas Megan is far more decorating.
Yep.
So we feel like we could actually partner up pretty well and have a well-rounded bakery.
Right, exactly.
Well, tell us a little bit about your food industry experience, culinary school, jobs, cooking classes, whether you're self-taught, and do you have pastry or other baking experience besides cakes? With a lot of energy, because I know you're both formally trained, I think, right? So
Yep.
to kind of explain that in a lot of detail.
Okay. Megan and I actually met about 4 years ago in culinary school.
Yep.
We were attending the Art Institute of Michigan's culinary program. So Megan focused more on pastries, whereas I did all 3 programs that they had there.
Right.
So I'm not only at pastries, but I do savory work as well. We don't currently have our own business, but we do both work in the industry a lot. We have a lot of fun with what we do.
My first job was actually a dishwasher, and I've always been in the food industry ever since then. So, I mean, I've always been around it, and then, growing up, we've always, family get-togethers, always around food.
Always got to cook. We both come from pretty decent sized families.
Right.
So before we even started our culinary school's training, we both had a lot of experience cooking for
Right.
people, because you got to cook for the big massive family get-togethers.
Right.
I'd love for you to both describe what your specialty was in culinary school, the name of the school that you went to, and how you think that your formal training is going to have you stack up and compete against self-taught bakers.
Yep.
All right. Well, we both went to culinary school at the Art Institute of Michigan.
Yep.
It's the International Culinary Schools at the Art Institute is what it's actually called. Personally, I graduated with an associate's in culinary arts a certification in baking and pastry, and then a bachelor's in culinary management.
I just graduated with a pastry certificate.
But it was definitely what we were gearing up for.
Yep.
I feel that gives us a big edge over somebody who is self-taught or home-taught, because not only do we know how to make the standard recipes that everybody learns for family get-togethers, but we understand the why you do
the way
different
you do
aspects
of
the
different techniques.
And how to build the structure so that they're stable and so that they're going to hold up to whatever our customers want to do to them.
Right. Plus, we have experience with, sugar works and chocolate and, the plated desserts and
breads, and we can build showpieces and sculptures. Right. And we've learned different techniques for doing all sorts of different things with those different mediums. So it's not all about just a cake. We can do stuff with every medium that
and
we come across.
It's a different learning environment. I mean, at home, it's great because you can, take your time and, learn here and there. But like at school, you have deadlines and it's more like, fast paced.
And you learn how to work with the team, whether you like that person or not. You learn how to deal with their various personalities.
Right.
And you learn how to build that team basis without necessarily having to like the person you work with. You still learn how to work with them and make things happen. Right. And I think that's a very important thing in the baking world.
Great, guys. You guys are looking at the webcam, right? Because
yes.
I feel like your eyes shift over to me. So just make sure. But Megan, I want to hear it from you because I think both times I asked Kim started it off. So I want you to tell me, I went to culinary school and then kind of tell me what your specialty was and how you think that's going to help you compete against self-taught bakers.
Okay. Yeah, I went to culinary school at the Art Institute in Novi. My main focus is on like cakes, wedding cakes, fondant cakes, carved cakes, and just, going to school and being, taught in that sort of environment. I feel it's going to, be an advantage because you're just around so much more, and you can experience different things, and there's so many different techniques and so many different ways to do cakes. And I mean, then working with so many different people, so many different students, and the chefs, they can show you, like, you may do something one way, but they may have like 3 other ways that you could possibly do it, and you can learn and build your own way, and just you grow from it. And there's just so many more, ways to learn, rather than if you're just by yourself, you're like, oh, I don't know how to do this. I mean, I guess you could, YouTube it, but, really, I think learning just with a big group of people, you're just more...
You get a better variety of options.
Yeah.
Do
you guys have a team name? And if yes, what is it? A lot of fun.
We actually had a lot of fun coming up with this, because... We were going back and forth with some names a lot.
Yeah, we couldn't
decide, so we decided we would, we had a few options that we were talking about. We had the pastry princesses, which we didn't like very much.
Like buttercream babes.
The buttercream babes, and I wasn't too sure about how
We're not really babes.
We're not. I personally was a big fan of cake and bacon.
Yeah, that was fun.
Because she's more the cake and I do the bacon, so it's the cake and bacon. But we weren't really sure. We thought we would give you a few options and say, what do you guys think we should be? Because we are just that flexible where we can be whatever we need to be.
What is your relationship with your teammate? And describe your relationship, how you get along, how you met, etc. So with a lot of energy and personality, I want you to describe that relationship, again, how you met, and then, describe each other and what your dynamic is like.
Okay. Yeah, we met in culinary school.
That was October of 2009.
2009, that's when we met. And
we've had a pretty interesting road from there.
Yeah,
we've gone through a lot of ups and downs in our friendship. But we're always that friendship that we keep coming back. Yeah, it doesn't matter.
We're always like on the same page. We can like go without seeing or speaking to each other without a month, and then we just pick right back up where we left off.
Like it was just yesterday.
And oh, hey, do you remember? We'll even joke about things like, oh yeah, I remember that, and it's just
it was yesterday. It never changes. We always just pick right back up with the same jokes. It doesn't matter who else is in our lives. They always know that we're going to have the Megan. All my friends know that they're going to have to hear about Megan, and I'm sure Megan's friends know that they're going to deal with the loud, obnoxious Kim.
Large.
Intense is definitely a word that describes me.
Yes.
I would say that it works well for the two of us, though, because I balance you out, and you balance out my crazy.
Right. And I think we both bring out the best in each other.
Most definitely.
You know,
we can have fun and party and
more relaxed around each other, and we can just be ourselves. And
we don't have to. It's not just a working relationship. We have a very personal friendship as well, where we can do stuff at work and be professional when we need to be at work, and then go home and have a beer with each other afterwards.
Right. So.
Well, how would you describe each of your personalities, and how would you describe each other? What makes you guys tick?
I would definitely describe Megan as real calm and relaxed, regardless of her outward appearance, because she can get pretty funky with her outfits.
Yeah.
But she's a really chilled out person and very relaxed. She likes to have a lot of fun, but it's never this really in your face kind of fun. It's usually pretty much just hanging in the background.
Yeah. I like to joke around. I like to have fun. My worst quality, I'm quiet. I do get quiet, but, it's the quiet ones you have to watch out for.
Oh, yes.
But I would describe Kim, intense, of course. She's loud.
Very much so.
She loves to talk your ear off.
And I will. I'm definitely the talker in our group, because I always have been. I love to talk. I love being out there. I love to make people laugh, and I think we have a lot of fun with it, though, because I am definitely an intense person.
High energy. Yes.
Very, very, very intense.
In a good way. Everything in a good way, of course.
Very true. But that's also what makes us work together so well, is because she is so calm most of the time, and I am so just rambunctious and out there that we balance each other out, and we feed off of each other. And it just works for us. She calms me down when I need to calm down, and I can ramp her up.
She brings me up when needed be. So.
Perfect, guys. Do you want to stop the clip and start a new one so that it doesn't take you 9 hours to upload?